Bliss, everyone. Welcome to another live weekly reading. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Today is Sunday, our beautiful day to connect with the Soul Tribe Sunday. And I'm so excited to connect with you today because we have some energy influences to go over, some astrological influences to go over, numerological influences to go over, so much information to chat about today. And I am super excited because I'm going to Belize tomorrow to get there a little early before my retreat starts on the 26th. So if you are coming to Belize with me to my intuitive development retreat this weekend, then I am so excited to see you there. And if you're not, then I hope to see you there next year when we do it again. And I may even be adding another retreat next year as well on top of the Belize retreat. So lots of exciting things in store for 2020 and lots of exciting things in store for us right now as we dive into the energy of this week. This week is October 20th to October 27th, so that is the energy that we'll be covering. But before we do that, before we get into all of the energy of this week that we want to chat about, let's do a little review over last week. We had a lot of energy to talk about last week. Last week was 10/13 to 10/20. Let's just review the cards for last week real quick while you all settle in. And as you do, feel free to take some deep cleansing breaths. Find your center, connect with our soul tribe here in this community, and allow yourself to just comment below on how you're feeling today or where you're from or whatever you'd like to share to get involved in this beautiful energy that we are creating right here and now. So let's go ahead and go over this review real quick. Last week's card, the first card that we pulled was a moon card for the full moon in Aries last week. We had that last Sunday. And the moon card was empathy. So we were getting activations from our empathic energy and we were learning how to navigate our empathic energy and how to have empathy for others as well. Then we had for the beginning of the week last week, surrender and release, the surrender and release card, allowing us to just completely surrender to our divine energy, surrender to the divine path in front of us, divine order, divine timing, and release anything that is not serving us or anything that is distracting us from that path. And then in the middle of the week, we celebrated. We had the celebration card. We had a beautiful energy in the middle of the week, letting us know that all of our hard work over the last several months and weeks have been paying off and that we have things to celebrate and allowing us to feel really happy, enthusiastic, and blissful in our days and in our life. And at least giving us a reason to celebrate and giving us more insight on what it is that we can celebrate in this life and in our own energy. And then the end of the week card was the High Priestess card, which was really encouraging us to master our gifts and to welcome in our intuitive energy and to be productive and passionate and powerful in our expression of intuition and energy focus. And that was such a great card to end the week with. That was our weekend card, that High Priestess card from Goddess Isis. Lots of Egyptian energy with that as well. And I would like to just add that Linda just did a beautiful little comment on last week's video because yesterday, I think it was, there were 30 tombs, sarcophagi found in Egypt, in Thebes, Egypt, and it was right in front of Hatshepsut. I never say it right, her name, one of the only female pharaohs in the entire Egyptian dynasties and reign. And she had a bunch of tombs of sarcophagus in this beautiful burial mound in front of her temple, and they just discovered it yesterday. How cool is that? And guess what? On top of that, we talked about last week, at the end of the week, there would be some mysteries revealed, and lo and behold, a mystery revealed: 30 tombs, 30 sarcophagi found in front of Hatshepsut's temple yesterday in Egypt, in Thebes, Egypt. And another synchronicity with this, another one, these mummies that were found are assumed or suspected to be priests and priestesses. High Priestess, anyone? How accurate and insane is that? What an amazing, amazing synchronicity and validation for us to see that history is showing itself and revealing itself through these readings, and how exciting that we can watch it all unfold in such a beautiful way, that we can anticipate a mystery at the beginning of the week and then have one revealed at the end of the week that lines right up with our Egyptian goddess Isis card, High Priestess. How cool is that? So if you're interested in looking that up, you can just Google 30 sarcophagi found, or 30 mummies found in Egypt. It's trending right now. It's brand new spanking news. So it just happened yesterday. So go check out that article and read it, and then go review the reading last week and see how it all ties in and see all the synchronicities, because it's really fun for us to be validated in that intuition and for us to realize that this stuff is real. This stuff is happening in real time for us. We are so connected. We are so intuitive now in this day and time that we're able to literally see and feel what the energy is going to evolve into before it even happens. It is literal magic. How exciting is that? So very, very fun, very, very cool. Lots of Egyptian energy, like Hedwig is saying, out there right now, and definitely super fun to just understand and research and learn and study. So those were the reviews of last week's cards. So let's go ahead and get into this week. But first, let's see who's here. Let's say hello to everybody. We've got 16 people live right now, my favorite number. We've got Simple Goddess says, yay, I'm here. I love this energy so much. Love it too. Thanks for joining. Hedwig is here. Hello, Sweet Soul family. I'll see you in Belize. Yes, I will. I'll see you soon. And Linda's here. Hello, Sweet Soul family. Much love. Yes, and thank you, Linda, for that beautiful information about the mummies yesterday. It was so nice to have that. I was so busy this week preparing for Belize that I wasn't able to tap into anything like that. So thank you for taking care of that for me and bringing that all to our attention. And then Shaniqua's here. Hello, beautiful souls. Hello. C is here. Hi, divines. Martha's here. Hey, Martha, good to see you. Here again, 2 weeks in a row on live. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Chris is here as well. Eric DJ's here. Simple Goddess says, let's go Egypt. Yeah. Amanda's here. Hello, everyone. Sending many blessings your way. You as well, love. Linda says, see how wonderful we are. Yes, so wonderful, so intuitive, so connected. I think we should be reporting the news as accurate as we are right now, right? Simple Goddess says, I love the revelation. Absolutely. Eric says, wow. Hedwig says, a lot of Egyptian energy needs to be healed too. Yes, lots of energy in Egypt needs to be healed too. And this is important, right? All of these things coming up allows shining light onto that area and giving us more opportunity to cleanse and heal those places that need it. Growth is where it starts is here. Love and Lit family. Hello. All Connected is here as well. Just joined on. Hello. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you so much. And make sure to continue showing up. I appreciate that. And to invite some friends. Have your friends join in. It's so fun to be able to watch these readings with a friend and then go back throughout the week and discuss it or talk about how it relates to you and resonates to you and find out your own personal signs and synchronicities together throughout that. So that can be really, really fun. And work partnerships, right? Friendships at work, business partners, people that you think might be open to this kind of thing. It could be really nice to share these kind of readings with those people so that you can start to invite a more conscious energy into your work environment or into your family environment or into certain friendships or situations that you might want more light to be shown on. What a great way to kind of segue people into spirituality by giving them this opportunity to watch some of these readings and just see what it's about, right? So thank you all for everybody joining me and everybody who shares these readings with others. I appreciate it so much. And I'm super excited because next week I'll be in Belize. I'll be doing my next live reading in Belize. So I'll have a beautiful paradise landscape behind me. And I'll actually be there for 2 weeks. So I'll be able to do that for 2 weeks in a row. So even if you're not coming to Belize with me for the Intuitive Development Retreat, you'll at least be able to see some glimpses of it in the next couple of readings. So make sure to join for that next week and the week after. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the spirit messages for this week. Let's start with just understanding where we're at right now. We're in October 20th to October 27th. And just to remind everybody, because we're in towards the middle of the week, the card for the, I almost jumped ahead. The card for this month's reading or this month's energy per the annual reading that I posted in the beginning of 2019, all the way back in January, the card for October is meditation. And so I want to remind everybody of that because we're in the middle of the week. We talked about it in the beginning of the month, but I want to make sure that we all stay focused on making our meditative practice a priority and diving deep into our meditation so that we can really absorb all the benefits and all of the abundance of the energy that it has to offer. So allowing ourselves to really connect in a meditative state, even if it just means breathing more consciously throughout your day, or taking a second while you're in traffic or while you're on your lunch break to just give yourself 5 minutes to go inward and just check in on yourself. That is meditation. And you can also do the extreme versions where you're meditating for like an hour and you're like going into past lives and the Akashic records, and you're connecting with soul family or ancestors or cosmic energy. So you can do with it what you want, but the biggest thing is to just allow yourself to explore meditation, because meditation is crucial for our spiritual journey. It allows us to go inward, it allows us to check in with ourselves, it allows us to protect our energy and navigate the energy around us, and it allows us to connect to our higher self and see the signs and synchronicities, see the divine guidance that we get, and allow ourselves to trust in it more and more as we continue developing. So super important to meditate. So I encourage all of you to do that this month, especially for the rest of this month, because of the thinning of the veil, which we've been talking about all month as well, but we'll get into a little bit more about that pretty soon. All right, so first message on the spirit messages side, these are the things that I've downloaded in the week from different readings, different meditations of my own, just kind of random downloads and messages I get from my guides about the energy of this week. So I wrote them all down to make sure I'm thorough and I don't leave anything out. The first message, though, is speak with your guides regularly to help you weather any storms or to gain insight. This is incredibly important because when we speak to our guides in a more deliberate way, in a more conscious way, in a more active way, we start to really harmonize with them more. We start to open up the line of communication. We start to be aware of all of the ways that they communicate with us, and we start to get actual responses from them when we communicate with them. And so it may feel a little crazy at first to start talking to yourself in your head or talking to your guides in your head about what you need or what you're wanting, but essentially that's prayer, right? Essentially that's just the ability to kind of use your mind for what it does and communicate with your mind telepathically to your guides, telepathically to your higher power, and give them that sense of connection, that sense of courtesy where you're really deliberately extending your hand out to them instead of expecting them to just shine their light on you or just tell you what you need to know. When we deliberately reach out through asking for specific help, through speaking to them about what we need or what we've been going through or what we might feel lost or confused on, that allows that line of communication to be more conscious and it allows it to be more specific. So speak to your guides regularly and it will help you weather any storm you're going through. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling stuck or neglected or abandoned, what better way than to call on your higher vibrational guides, the ones that see the bigger picture for you, that know where you're headed, that know where you came from, that know who you are, even more than you do at times, right? So important to rely on that kind of divine guidance and divine connection. So let yourself do that, and they will hear you and they will respond. Also, for any insight, it doesn't have to be something that you're going through. It can just be, hey, I need more specifics on what vision I'm trying to create, or what I need to do for this next step of my vision, or I need more insight into my past lives or what I'm healing from or how I'm moving forward or how I'm progressing. These ways are also ways to develop your communication. You don't always have to reach out to your guides when you're going through something. Sometimes it's really nice to just reach out to them and say, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you guides, for guiding me, for loving me, for nurturing me, for giving me insight. When you give gratitude to your guides in that way and you communicate it that specifically and deliberately center and focus it into their energy, they receive it and they shine so much brighter knowing that you are appreciative of it, that you're feeling it, that you're receiving it, that you're acknowledging it, that you're aware of that connection, and they get excited for that. They get enthusiastic for that. They want to be involved more. and they need your permission. Many guides, especially high vibrational guides of love and light, often need permission to intervene for you. They often need you to tell them, hey, I need this divine intervention. I need some help here. I would like some insight here, because they operate off of free will and they are not going to force their energy on you. They're going to wait for you to ask. So ask and tell them what you need and speak to them regularly. They will respond, okay? The next spirit message is breaking patterns, unhealthy habits, addictions are all still a part of the theme this week. We talked a little bit about that last week and I believe the week before, but this week it's still happening and we're doing great at it. So all of you who have been really focused on clearing unhealthy behaviors and habits, clearing any addictive behaviors or energy, clearing away anything that doesn't serve you or that just is kind of creating a cycle of negativity or a cycle of destruction in your life, and you're doing good at starting to clear that by choosing different perspectives, choosing different behaviors, choosing different actions and thoughts and emotions, then you're doing a great job. Congratulations for continuing up that effort and continuing up that focus and continuing to put yourself as a priority and your well-being and highest good. It's so important to be focused and aware and conscious of unhealthy patterns and addictions and cycles that just aren't serving you. Because if we are not paying attention to those things, if we just choose to ignore them or say, hey, we'll think about them later, or we'll deal with it later, or it's not that big of a deal, eventually that snowball keeps building, that momentum gets faster and faster and bigger, and then we look back and we're like, dang, I wish I would have controlled that or tamed that back then if I would have known it was going to manifest into this big issue, right? So allow yourself to exercise your control of your free will and of your willpower, and allow yourself to choose healthier habits, healthier belief systems, healthier emotions, healthier thoughts. It's so important, because when you choose that in just the smallest bit, just the most subtle way, that starts a new line of momentum. Just like negative momentum builds, positive momentum builds, and positive momentum builds really quick and really big. So allow that little mustard seed of faith, that little mustard seed of positivity or healthy habits or healthy beliefs or healthy emotions or thoughts, and let it just build a life of its own. Let it take on its own life and own momentum by continuing to choose to fuel it little by little every day. You don't have to go from 0 to 100 that fast. You don't have to you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to make it happen immediately, but just start to implement something a little healthier, or just start to retract from a little bit of those unhealthy behaviors or addictions, and just allow yourself to continue doing that. And eventually it's going to be a whole new energy around you. You're going to be a whole new you. So let yourself be that way. And meditate on the root of these issues. That will help you find answers and new awareness of why you've been entertaining those unhealthy habits or patterns or addictions, and also how to clear it and how to find new clarity from that, so that you can evolve into something different and you can truly choose something that's better for your highest good and for your well-being and your high vibration. So meditation can be really helpful in that as well. Oftentimes when we realize why we've been exercising unhealthy patterns or cycles or habits, then we get a lot of the relief from it right away, just in knowing the answer, just in having that awareness. Remember, I always say the awareness is more than 50% of the issue. So as soon as you get that awareness, a lot of that energy fades away. Majority of that energy fades away. And then all you have to do is embody it for the rest of the little bit of energy that's left. And that's usually more of an easier part of it. So let the awareness be that kind of signal for you to take charge and to embody healthier patterns. The next spirit message that I got for this week is to play with your new intuitive gifts and your new intuitive access. There's a lot of intuitive energy going on right now. There's a ton of sensitivity to the spirit world. We talked about the thinning of the veil. We are in it right now, and it started 10/10. It ends at the end of the month. We've got a very, very big window for this thinning of the veil energy between spirit and the physical world having so much access to each other. So that's why it's so great to talk to your guides, and that's why you're going to feel them respond to you even more palpably than before. That's why it's so important to meditate, because you're going to feel the benefits of that meditation and the depths of that meditation so much more than you've ever done before. And how important it is to play with this energy, to enjoy the intuition that you already have. Maybe you're telepathic and you notice that you can kind of hear your partner's thoughts, or you can, maybe they said a joke in their head that they didn't say out loud and you laughed and they're like, why are you laughing? And you tell them and they're like, oh, what? I said that in my head. How did you hear that, right? How fun is that? How fun of a game you can play with that kind of energy and awareness. And it provides this validation, this confidence, this newfound security and stabilization of you as your intuitive self. And it allows you to feel really, really charged up in that way, and really trusting of that connection you have to source. And when we have trust, that trust builds into even more connection to source, even more intuitive abundance, even more profoundly intuitive gifts and signs and synchronicities. So let yourself play with that, and don't negate or reject or ignore the signs and synchronicities by thinking that that doesn't mean that you're intuitive just because you didn't get a specific message or you didn't have some download or message for someone. If you got a sign and synchronicity, that's your intuition working for you. That's proof that your intuition is there and you're connecting to the spirit world enough to notice that it's there, to realize the synchronicity and sign, and then to use it to your advantage in whatever way you want to. You can choose to define your sign and synchronicity in any way that you choose to. It's different for everybody. Sometimes people see 333 and it doesn't represent the numerological value to them. And maybe it represents a passed on loved one that they know was that was their favorite number, or that was their birthday, or something like that. So allow yourself to recognize that you can kind of notice how spirit's talking to you personally through these signs and synchronicities. So let that be also a part of your intuitive play with your gifts and your access to the spirit world. Super exciting energy for that. And with this thinning of the veil that's going to continue on until the end of the month, it's really the perfect time of the year and the best time of the year to play with the spirit world. And that's why we have the Halloween holiday. That's why we have Samhain at the end of the year, is because we have these celebrations of our connection with the spirit world. And they've had them traditionally for eons of time in our history. And it's just now that a lot of us are starting to wake up to the true roots of those traditions and the true roots of Halloween, and understanding what it means and all of these things that we've kind of disconnected from the real main reason or the real main energy behind it. And so it can be really fun to allow yourself to even meditate on that energy, on what the thinning of the veil energy this month is doing for you and what it means from a global scale or a mass perspective. So allow yourself to do that. It can be really, really fun. Play some games with yourself. I used to watch TV shows and try to guess the next scene or guess what the main character would be wearing on the next scene. And that was a really fun way to play with my intuitive gifts. So you can play games like that throughout your day that makes your day a little bit more funner and also allows yourself to feel even more confident in your gifts. And I think I said funner, which is pretty hilarious. So thanks for that, Spirit. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else is coming up for this week. We also have exploration and adventure with the spirit world, with that thinning of the veil. So allow yourself to explore. Know that a lot of things that you get, a lot of things that you intuit may be mysterious at first, may not make any sense at first, or maybe a little bit odd when you first receive it. And then when you start to kind of dive into a little bit, you start to explore it, you start to research it or study what message you got, or maybe you got a name that you've never heard of and you want to know what that means, or maybe it's the love of your guide. Leslie says, I love funner, right? It is more fun to say funner. So So maybe you get this kind of intuition that doesn't make sense at first, but as you explore it, as you lean into it, as you ask for more information, remember, speaking to your guides is essential. You can speak to them when you get a little bit of a message, but you want more specifics. You can say, okay, I hear you there, but what about this? Or give me a little bit more information, or can you be a little bit more specific, or can you tell me what the next phase is after that? When you do that, you'll get a response. You'll get either a download where you just know, you just receive the answer in your mind, or you'll get kind of a sensation and emotion that gives you an insight into the answer, or you'll get a vision, or you'll hear a sound, or you'll just be going throughout your day in the next several hours or days, and you'll just kind of stroll into a sign or synchronicity that answers the question you had for you. Or you'll interact with somebody who answers it for you, and you'll say, oh, I just asked my spirit for that. I guess you are here to deliver the message. Thank you, right? So allowing yourself to play, to have fun, to have adventure, to have exploration when it comes to your intuitive gifts, and to allow yourself to really feel into that sense of adventure with the spirit world. I always imagine kind of entering the spirit world and then just starting to explore, starting to move around it. What's here? What's in the spirit world for me to play with? What's here for me to connect to or understand? What's here for me today? And that can be a really great way to explore that type of energy. So the next spirit message is really important as well. And it's in regards to the men, the beautiful men that we have in this world. Hello to all of my luminary men. This message is for you. You guys have been going through it. You've been going through it. You've been going through some hard times. You've been feeling some confusion, some tension, some stress, some worry, a little bit of up and down roller coasters, and kind of coming up against walls and not really knowing how to find the answers. You've been feeling that ways for a couple of months now, since around August when we talked about it originally. And that's okay. The women went through it a couple of years ago. We were really going through it as well. We had that goddess rising on 2000, I think it was 2016 or 17 that we had that. I believe it was 17. Goddess rising, and we had this just energy. Actually, it might have been 18 now that I think about. I can't quite remember, but we had that a couple of years ago, and everybody's different. So it was kind of a domino effect for a lot of people. So sometimes some people it was last year, some people it was 2 years ago, but we were going through it too. And it was a lot of our spiritual awakening, really finding who we are, and at first not knowing who we are, but having to discover it, having to understand it, and having to rekindle that natural sense of self, of confidence and pride after some rough blows from the universe. But this year, the men have been going through it. So the message for the men is that there is a little bit of relief this week, and that there is opportunity for the rest of the month to build and raise the vibration and to feel more into your power. And if you've already started feeling that, then that's a great sign, because it sounds like you've been doing what you need to do to get you to that point. But just know, men, if you're having some of those doubts of self, or frustrations, or anxieties, or stresses, or just feeling like you're not winning or you can't win, know that you're not alone. It's not uncommon right now for the men, and that there will be relief this week. And through meditation and through connection with yourself and through learning about yourself spiritually and energetically, you will find more peace. You will find more answers there. And oftentimes we forget that that's where answers come from. Sometimes, especially for men, they're very hardwired to think about what in the physical world can give them what they need, or give them the answers that they need, what logic, what strategy, what productivity and energy that they need to create to give them the answers or to fulfill them. But instead, it's a little different for you guys in this go around. It's more about the energetics behind things and tapping into your true self, tapping into your inner being, connecting with your higher self, connecting with source, and getting answers about your energy and your spiritual development, so that you can really use those answers and wisdoms to make and create all of the things that you might need outside of yourself in the physical world. So men, if you've been going through it, there's going to be a little relief this week and the rest of the month. Take advantage of this month in meditation so that you can really reap all the benefits of downloading information about what you may be going through and why. All right, and then the next spirit message, empathic energy is still strong from last week. We pulled that empathy card, the moon card at the beginning of the week last week, since we had that full moon in Aries on Sunday. And the empathy of our being is really activated right now. We're feeling other people's energy really strong. We're very sensitive to energy. We're very connected to the people we love and what they may be going through. You may feel your best friend who lives across the world, and you may just feel that they're sad, or you may feel their anxiety, and you can tell that it's them, you just know it's them. Maybe you text them and say, hey, I'm really feeling like you're going through it, are you okay? And they say, oh my gosh, how did you know? That's so crazy that you could feel me. That's your empathic nature kicking in. That's your intuitive gift. So know that that is absolutely there for you to use to help others, but it's also incredibly important to establish boundaries with that so that you can give yourself some time to recharge. So yes, of course, give those messages when you receive it to your friends and family and loved ones, but also make sure that you're not overexerting that energy to the point where you're draining yourself, or you're not able to shut it off, or you're not able to feel your own energy and how it differs from theirs, or you're getting that confused where you're not sure which energy is whose. Make sure that you give yourself some time, some soul solitude, some separation from that a little bit when you need that recharge. Because if you don't recharge, then that empathy can get really confusing, and it can kind of start to make you feel stuck or weigh you down, or get you kind of off track. So a great mantra for that, when you're feeling maybe some confusion with your empathic nature, or if you're feeling extra sensitive and you can't feel that way right now, or you don't have the energy, or you don't want to feel that, just tell yourself and your higher self and your inner being, I choose to feel only the energy that is my own. I choose to feel only the energy that is my own. I choose to feel only the energy that is my own. And you can also say, I release any energy that is not mine. I release any energy that is not mine. I release any energy that is not mine. Now, when we say it 3 times, it also really rings it in true. It helps our mind, body, and spirit. It gives us that full Trinity healing and clearing. So that's why I like to say them 3 times. And breathe with it. Allow your breath and your meditative energy to help you clear that if you need it. So empathy is huge, very strong. Use meditation also to tap into maybe why you're feeling something or who you're feeling it if you need help identifying where that empathy energy is coming from. And then, of course, maintain a good self-care regimen for balancing, for recharge, and for rejuvenation of your energy if you're feeling that sensitivity and you're giving a lot out. That's really important. So keep that in mind for the rest of the month as well, because if you're naturally empathic with your intuition, then it's also going to be something that you're probably going to feel throughout the entire thinning of the veil, or even past that. And a big part of the empathic's quest is to learn how to establish boundaries and how to control that empathic nature so that it doesn't become a situation where it causes pain or frustration or unnecessary negative energy that you don't need to have. Okay, it is a gift, but it can be it can get out of control if you let it. So be wary of that, be conscious of that. Okay, and then the next spirit message is manifestation. It's about manifestation for 2020. Lots of manifestations coming forth already for 2020. It's almost as if all of the things that are going to come through in 2020 are kind of starting to reveal themselves now. They're kind of starting to give us a little peek into what to expect for the new year, and allowing us to get excited for it, allowing us to feel validated that we're doing the right things to manifest what we want in 2020, and to let us know that we can trust the path that we're on. And also, if we're feeling like we're seeing some manifestations in 2020 that maybe don't feel good, maybe there's some destructive manifestations that are showing themselves, it also lets us know, hey, it's time to shift your energy so that that doesn't occur, so that that manifestation doesn't have so much energy to come to fruition. It's time to kind of start to recreate the path or reanalyze the process that you're going at it, so that you can really fine-tune your manifestation to how you want it to come through, instead of how it may accidentally come through because of sloppy manifestation, through not being very specific about what you want, or not being very specific about the vision, or not believing in it all the way, so causing all of this resistance. And then sometimes that can distort the manifestation. So if you're seeing glimpses of your manifestation and you're feeling like it's off, or if it's off track, then just start getting more specific and start becoming more focused on exactly what you want, and let go of any resistance and disbelief of that, so that you can really manifest it fully. So lots of manifestations for 2020 are already beginning to reveal themselves. Notice what path you are on right now, whether it's destructive or expansive. Now that's a big part of it too, because we have a choice. We have a choice all the time in every moment to go down the positive path, the expansive path, the enlightened path, or to go down the destructive path, the negative path, the shadow path, right? So when we choose, first of all, we can always change our mind, and often we do. That's why sometimes we feel these roller coaster of emotions throughout a day, or we feel a lot of different chaos of experience or manifestation of energy in a lot of crazy ways, because we're not staying focused on one path. We're kind of bouncing back and forth between the paths and the choices we make. So we have a choice to choose positive thoughts, choose positive emotions, choose positive actions, positive assumptions, expectations, positive visions for our future, or we can choose destructive ones. And we want to choose the positive ones because every time we choose positive, we get more and more aligned with that positive path until we just get completely synced up with it and it just can't get off track. But if you kind of start with positive, I'm going to be positive today, and then maybe you wake up and you're like, I feel good, I'm going to have this smoothie, I'm like doing my yoga, I feel great, and then you go out in the day, somebody cuts you off in traffic and you're like, oh, everything's messed up, it's a horrible day, what's going on? That's your perception. So you don't have to choose that. You can choose to say, oh, they must be in a hurry, they must need to get there before I do. Go ahead, sir, have a nice day. That's choosing a positive path and not letting it affect you. So don't choose that destructive path. And if you notice that you do, then you have the ability to change your mind. So just choose better the next time. We have so many choices throughout our day that it becomes very easy to shift the energy if we choose to, if we let those decisions be as powerful as they are by allowing yourself to utilize them accordingly. Okay? So really, really important. And then the last spirit message for this week, well, kind of the last, second to last maybe, is for the women. I just talked to the men, so of course I'm going to talk to the women, the goddesses as well. Women, claim your power right now, claim your leadership, and claim your divinity, because we've already been through a lot of those kind of second guessing of ourselves and doubt of who we are, but now we've kind of moved into who we are over the past several months and years. We're now able to really start to claim our power and to start to feel into our fullness of our divinity and our gifts. So let yourself claim your power. That can feel a little bit masculine at times, women, so allow that to be a balance for you. If you're naturally very feminine and very people-pleasing and just giving, nurturing, caring, let yourself kind of focus also on making decisions and being assertive and claiming your power and feeling into your leadership qualities and allowing yourself to really feel confident and prideful of how far you've come and the intuitive gifts that you have, and to start to deliberately use them and structure them in a way to help others and to be there for yourself as well. So this can be a really great balance for the women as well, and can also be a really, really wonderful energy for all the men who are with those beautiful women who are claiming their power and who may need that healing. So the men can really benefit from this as well by seeing their women or the women in their lives, whether it's their romantic partner or whether it's their family or coworkers, kind of take charge and take care of some of the pressure, take off some of the pressure that they may have on them. So that includes all relationships, right? All women, it's time to claim your power, claim your divinity, and claim your leadership qualities. Super, super important. Okay, so the last spirit message is my little recent segment that I've been doing where I pick an intuitive word for each of the aspects of our life: work, love, family, and spiritual growth. So let's go over each word that came up for these qualities of our life. So for the work-life energy, it's all about recharge. That is the intuitive word for your work life, for career. Find a way to recharge in your career and in your work life right now, whether it be just taking an extra day off or giving yourself a little bit of time to maybe not overwork or overextend yourself. Allow yourself to give yourself some time to recharge, to implement some self-care, to give yourself more of that feeling good energy in your work life, because when you recharge, you'll be able to add even more energy that's more productive and more efficient later on when you feel the fullness of your recharge. So give yourself that recharge for your work life in whatever way it feels right to you. Let your intuition tell you, let your higher self tell you. Meditate on it if you need to. Use the benefits of this thinning of the veil energy to tap into the spirit world with that message. And then in love life, I got test. Now this can seem a little bit negative, but it's not. It's a tough love energy, which is okay. And with this loving energy in love life, this test in our love life, it's letting us start to see things from a bigger picture perspective, which we talked about a little bit last week with love, but we're also here to notice what spirit is trying to get us to understand, what spirit is trying to teach us, and what spirit is trying to have us embody so that we can move into a higher frequency in our love life. So those tests of our love life are important because it helps to see where we're at, helps to check in with ourselves. Maybe it's a test of patience, and maybe we don't do so great on that test. Maybe we get really impatient with our partner, or maybe the test is our intuition. How well are you able to express your intuition with your partner? Maybe you get a really deep message for them, but you have some resistance in sharing it. But then you decide, okay, a couple days later, I'm going to just go ahead and share it because it's still pressing me. And then you realize, oh my gosh, that was exactly what they needed. They're so appreciative. They feel so good now. We just acknowledged that I have these gifts together. And now that you've grown closer as a connection, as a couple. So allow yourself to feel into whatever test and love that you may be experiencing, and don't take it as a negative assumption. Allow it to be just a mystery that's ready to be revealed, right? Something that's exciting to understand, and be excited to pass the test. And if you don't pass the test at first, trust me, you'll get another test if you stick around. So let yourself trust that you will pass the test next time by just being aware that that was a test after maybe you failed it, or maybe you just didn't react to it as much as you would like to, or the way that you would like to. So love life is all about test, okay? And then the next energy is for family. The family energy that we have, the word that we have for that is connection. Connection to family is crucial right now, and that can also mean rekindling connections with family that you may have separated from, connecting with family that you may haven't connected with before, or maybe usually are not connecting with. Maybe you've just never felt resonant with them, but now is the time to try to reach out and connect with them, because maybe you both have changed and now you're actually a lot alike, and it would be really great for you all to understand that and to connect in that way and to have that sense of community. Or maybe your spirit is leading you to connect with your family because it wants to show you something about yourself that family member will reveal, whether it be a positive or a shadow aspect. And that can be really important information and really, really helpful for your intuitive growth and spiritual development. So allow yourself some deep connection with your family. This can also mean connection with your ancestors and the loved ones who have passed on from your family. Allowing yourself to meditate and see if you can get some connections through the spirit world to those loved ones, and see if you can feel their energy again or get some messages from them. And then the last area of focus, our spiritual life, the word for that is receive. It's all about receiving this month. It's all about opening up to receiving spiritual energy in any form that it's ready to give it to you. The positive, high vibrational love and light frequencies that are all around us right now with this thinning of the veil is allowing us to just open up and allow them to come in, receive them, and they will absolutely show us that they're there. So in whatever way that you're inclined or intuited on receiving spirit, do that. Meditation, yoga, gatherings with other people who are doing spiritual events or having spiritual conversations, allowing yourself to connect with your higher self and have a reading if you need to. I do one-on-one readings. I still have a little bit of time left before I leave tomorrow night. So if you want a reading from me, message me at readingsbyrissa, or email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and do it quick because I'm about to leave and I'm like ready to go. So you got to let me know, but I'm absolutely here for you and I want to be available to you all as much as I can. So definitely reach out if you want to receive some spirit messages as well. I'm here for you on that. But either way, it's time to receive spirit, and this is the perfect time of the year to do it. So enjoy that ability to receive spirit and expand in your ability to receive spirit. All right, so those are all the spirit messages for this week. Before I get into astrology, which is pretty brief, I just want to see how you are doing. Leslie said, Rissa's readings are life-changing. Thank you, love. Kiwi says, yes. Hey, Kiwi, good to see you. Let's see who else is here. So awesome to see you all connecting and talking today. Linda says, I'll be in Belize via our collective connections and meditations. I'm going to look to see if scheduled gatherings are posted with times so we could join. Yes, absolutely. So good to see you guys. And Leslie, thank you for joining as well. I see you here. And Linda says, I have a difficult time speaking words vocally. Your mantras help. I'm so glad they help. And I've heard that from a couple people this week, that the throat chakra has been pretty tense for people and that there's been some energy. And even when I'm talking about it, I get physical intuition a lot. So when you're a physical empath, you kind of feel other people's energy physically. And so even me talking about it, I can feel my throat kind of getting tight. So I understand that that's something that a lot of you may be feeling, that throat chakra closing or that throat chakra tension. And I know Susan was feeling that too. She told me about that earlier today. So Susan, if you're watching the replay, know that you're not alone because you've got some people here that are also feeling that. And so for throat chakra tension, the best thing to do is breathe deeply through the throat, call on your higher self to help clear any tension in the throat, really deep breaths and opening the throat, kind of imagining that breath leaving the throat and that energy leaving the throat can clear it up as well. You can also use different stones, anything with this kind of turquoise blue color, setting it on the throat, rolling it on the throat can really help as well. A good mantra for the throat chakra is, I allow clear and consistent communication through my throat chakra. I allow clear and consistent communication through my throat chakra. One more time. I allow clear and consistent communication through my throat chakra. You can also say, I release any energetic blocks to my throat chakra. I release any energy that is blocking my throat chakra. I release any energetic blocks to my throat chakra. However you want to say it, you can say it in your own words too. But by doing that, you really allow that energy to release, and you start to deliberately focus light there, which will also help the release. You can also look at solfeggio tones, SOLFEGGIO, tones, tone frequencies for the throat chakra. Several different hertz. I believe 741 hertz is the one for throat chakra. Thanks to Susan for letting us know that earlier today. I had a little session with her today and she was able to let me know that that's the one that she was using. So 741 hertz is really good to listen to for your throat chakra clearing as well, to help you with that communication. And also sometimes it's a protective aspect, right? When our throat starts to kind of close or tighten up or tell us, hey, maybe don't say that, don't say that, don't say that, right? Don't say that about yourself. Don't say that negative thing to that person. Don't say that about the energy right now. So sometimes we have that closing of our throat that's kind of more intuitive and protective of our energy, where it's keeping us from having communications that might not be good for us, or to surrendering to certain thoughts or communications that aren't really serving us. So allow that to also be a part of your awareness and notice if that's part of what's happening too. Okay, so let's see if there's anybody else on here. Simple Goddess says, I'm wanting a reading. Perfect. So let me know, love, because I have some time. So email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and we'll get one set up before I leave. And Kiwi says, I'm booking something today. Absolutely. So excited for that too, love. And thank you all for being here. Black Diamond is here as well. She says, hi, family. I've been missing the lives lately. So grateful for the presence and your energy today, and family. Yes, thank you so much for being here as well. All right, real quick, before we end, I want to get into the astrology, of course. We don't have any moons this week, so nothing to dive deep into there, but we do have some energetic influences from the astrology point of view. So first, we have tomorrow's energy in astrology, the 21st, Monday. It is a day of truth and a day of joy. Numerologically, we've got the 2 and the 1 becoming 3, which allows us to feel into that harmony, that truth, that balance, and that bliss. A lot of the 3 energy also represents emotional fulfillment, so there's a lot of bliss energy in that. And then, of course, the 10 of October is really good for activating our alignment and our God consciousness, so that's where a lot of that truth comes from and that joy as well. And then astrologically, we have Venus trines Neptune tomorrow, which allows us to really feel into a loving frequency that also gives us a sense of creativity and high vibrational awareness to help with our creativity. So we're going to feel very artistic tomorrow, very creative. We're going to feel imaginative and playful with that. So let yourself really imagine all of the beautiful things you want to bring in for 2020 with that creative energy, and create beautiful visions for yourself to focus on to help bring in positive energy for yourself. And also, this is a day of gentle love, allowing you to feel really easy with love and gentle and kind and considerate and compassionate with yourself and self-love and others. So let that be a really nice, smooth, gentle, loving, and creative energy for tomorrow, the 21st. Then the next astrological influence is all the way until Friday, all the way till Friday, the 25th. And 2 plus 5 is that 7 number. So we've got that divine connection to spirit and the heavens and the angelic realm as well. And of course, the 10 for October is that God frequency and that consciousness. So alignment with that as well. We're going to be encouraged to recharge, relax, and find ways to ground as well. Because we have such a high vibration on that day, we've got that 10 number with the divine God consciousness. We've got the 7 with heavenly realm and angelic realm. We want to also make sure we ground into the earth, because if we stay up there in the ethers and in the astral with all of that energy, we can start to kind of get a little bit confused or a little bit distracted from the real world, or a little bit just out in the clouds, and that can be fun for a second, but if we stay there, it can kind of limit us from being able to use that energy for what we really want to bring into the physical and what we want to do throughout our day or interact with. So let yourself ground that energy in by connecting with the Mother Earth, connecting with nature, imagining your beam of light energy that runs up and down your spine, extending down into the earth and anchoring into the earth. You can even imagine an anchor being dug into the earth and locking in as well to ground your energy. And that can be a really nice meditation practice as well. I keep bugging you guys for meditation because it's that important this month, okay? And I also did a video on my YouTube channel. If you go to the playlist section, there's a playlist called Intuitive Practices. I think it's Intuitive Guidance and Practices or something like that, Intuitive Development and Practices, something like that. That playlist, if you scroll down, there's a video all about how to meditate your own way. So if you have a hard time meditating, then check that video out, because I guarantee you're going to have some gems in there for you to help you develop a more easy meditation practice, okay? And so with that Friday energy, with the grounding energy, the relax and the recharge, giving yourself a little bit of a load off there, Venus also sextiles Pluto that day. So that is all about more love energy with Venus. Venus is very powerful this week. And Venus is bringing in a passionate, romantic connection with that Pluto influence. That Pluto influence gives us a little bit of that companionship, and it also gives us some of that wisdom that we needed from what we experienced a couple weeks ago with love and how we were kind of seeing things from a bigger picture perspective in love. And then it also helps us in that fullness of our rebirth in our love life, whether it be a rekindling of a love that's always been there that just got amplified, or whether it's a complete rebirth of self-love and a rebirth of romantic love for self-love. Whatever it means for you, there's high vibrations of true love in our life on Friday. So access that true love energy by asking questions to your spirit guides if you have some confusion on your love life, or if you need a little insight, or if you want to learn how to love yourself a little bit more, or you notice that you need that. Call on your spirit guides, meditate about it, and allow that true love energy to just wash over you on Friday. And then the last energetic influence of this week is on Sunday next week, when we meet again for another live reading, and that is the 27th. 2 plus 7 is 9, allowing us to start to feel the ending of the thinning of the veil portal as it starts to close for the several days after the 27th as well. And we're going to also feel this kind of wisdom and love and more understanding of who we are and what we are and who we've become and who we are becoming from all of the aspects of spirit that we experienced during this thinning of the veil energy. And so allow yourself to really feel the presence of spirit and the love you have of that connection you've rekindled with spirit or amplified with spirit. And there's also going to be this essence of perseverance as well, this essence of needing emotional balance, needing this sense of fighting through whatever might be a little bit off still, or what lessons were tougher to learn that you're still not all the way embodied yet. Give yourself just that extra boost to be very persistent, and to allow yourself to be dedicated to reaping all of the benefits of this thinning of the veil and getting all of the goodness that you need from the lessons you're learning. And then Mars squares Saturn that day. So another aspect of kind of learning lessons there with Saturn and Mars, really calling into action for the lessons that you've learned. Aligned action though. So you want to be very aligned. You want to find your center. You want to be in your spirit. You want to know you're in your positive vibration and high vibration before you act on things. So let yourself choose aligned action, and let yourself also check in with certain things that you're thinking about doing that you might not want to be doing. So maybe you're thinking about going out to lunch with somebody and you're like, oh, I just got invited. That sounds fun. Cool. Let me go out there. But before going out there to lunch, check in with yourself. Do I have the energy and capacity to give my energy to this person and to share energy with them? Does this feel like an aligned action? Does this feel like it's going to align with who I am or what I need right now? Or do I know that maybe whenever I meet with this person, they drain me or they unload all their negative energy on me and I just get really in a bad energy? If that's the truth, then don't go to lunch, right? Give yourself more of a aligned action response by choosing, okay, that action to go to lunch is probably not in my alignment, so let me choose a different action that's more in my alignment, and let me be honest with myself and be very, very self-loving in that respect as well, okay? Your relationship with feeling good is the most important thing right now, and that's been a theme for this entire month as well, so make sure that you're focused on that, okay? All right, so like I said, just a couple of announcements before I pull cards. I'm going to Belize tomorrow night. I'm going to be out there for 2 weeks. I'll be hosting the Intuitive Development Thinning of the Veil Retreat, where I'll be teaching all of our beautiful attendees how to develop their intuition even more in the midst of this beautiful thinning of the veil spiritual connection. Sorry, my battery's dying, so I gotta go quick. So we're gonna be feeling a lot of that beautiful energetic charge in this beautiful paradise of Belize, over ancient Mayan lands, lots of exciting things. So I will be live next week for a weekly reading at 1:11 p.m. Central Time, still same time next week, but I'll be in Belize, so you'll all get a little taste of the island energy and the paradise energy as well, which will be really, really great also, okay? And then as far as other announcements, I don't really have any other ones. If you want a reading today, then message me, or tomorrow. I have a little bit of time tomorrow as well, so message me if you want a reading. Get on it quick, because it's going to be first come, first serve, and I only have like 1 or maybe 2 spots available, so message me right away. All right, let's go ahead and pull cards for this week before my phone dies. I've been at it a lot this week. I've been getting everything done. I literally crammed like everything that I do monthly into 2 weeks this month. So I've been a little bit overactive lately, but so is my phone. So my phone is like, okay, we're done today. All right, so beginning of the week card from the Angels of it, or not the Angels of Atlantis. Maybe I do need to pull them. Spirit's talking to me, see? So Angels of Atlantis cards for the beginning of the week. Let's tap into that first. So let's just all take a couple deep breaths on your own, allowing yourself to just send energy into the deck. Ask a question if you want an answer to it, a sign or synchronicity. Here's the first card of the week. Then we'll do the middle of the week card for the Healing with the Angels deck, the Adoring Virtue deck. This was the first deck I got. Love this deck, so great. So just calling on a message for the beginning of the week from our beautiful angel guides here. I had it and then it went away, so it's choosing, there it is. All right. And then the last card, we're gonna finish up with Spirit Messages deck, my beautiful butterfly deck. I love this deck so much. Let's see, end of the week card, there it is. They pop up so quick sometimes, it's so great when that happens. All right. Oh, this is great. Okay. First card. This card has been coming up a lot more recently and over the last couple of months. It's funny because I never pulled this card before it started coming up so frequently. It is from Archangel Metatron, letting us know that mercy is important right now. Have mercy on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Anytime you exercise that shadow aspect of yourself and then you realize, oh no, I shouldn't have done that, or oh no, I was thinking negatively, or oh no, I just went down that negative, destructive path, trust that you can change your mind and that you can choose to have mercy on yourself, to forgive yourself, to love yourself, to give yourself unconditional love, even though you might have done something you didn't want to do. This goes along with other people as well. Have mercy on others because everybody is experiencing these energy charges and frequencies differently. So give them a little bit of mercy. I posted a post on my Instagram page this last week about how to love hard to love people. I'll go ahead and post that on my community page here on YouTube as well. I got a little backlash on it because some people weren't really understanding that I was not condoning complete allowance of kind of hard to love energy. I'm not telling you to allow people to mistreat you or to allow people to walk all over you or to allow people to assume that they're better than you or anything like that. I'm simply saying, look at it from a different perspective. See if you can understand why they might be the way that they are, and if you can have a little mercy, a little compassion, a little bit of light in their direction, just for understanding that they are human and that we're all human and that hurt people. So we don't want to just completely cast them aside if they're doing wrong. We want to also hold a little space for them in love if we can, if they're not completely horrible to us, and if they're not completely rejecting of that light, then we have some opportunity, some hope, some mercy for them to hopefully raise a little bit of their vibration or give them an example of what it looks like to be in a better vibration. Doesn't mean you want to condone bad behavior on yourself or take it or justify it. It just means to have a little mercy on those that might not be where you are, okay? So mercy is important, and mercy on yourself too, with self-love and gentle energy towards yourself. That's the beginning of the week. Next card. I've been doing so much, you guys. My words are fumbling. Next card, the middle of the week card, is Divine Guidance. There you go. You can see it, kind of. The light's a little bright today. Divine Guidance. This is letting us know that we have divine guidance in our aura available to us so potently right now with this thinning of the veil. So allow yourself to tap into that divine guidance and let it be your path to salvation in whatever you need. Talk to your divine guides. Talk to them and let them know what you need, and then open up to receive it. Allow it. Listen. Be still and meditate and listen to what they have to say when you ask, and you will receive an answer in whatever form you are meant to. So powerful. Linda says 1212 divine guidance. Yes. All right, last card, the end of the week card, soul power. We are activating our soul power this week, and we are going to end this week with a full awareness of our soul power. That is the prize for all of this beautiful energy we have been experiencing over the last several weeks and this month. That is also our prize for all of the meditation that we're having and experiencing throughout this month and the thinning of the veil. We are being shown our soul power. The card itself says, always remember, you're a soul that comes with a body, not a body that comes with a soul. You're a soul first. Your soul is your true essence, and you have an unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. So allow yourself to feel that soul power. And for all of you who are joining me in Belize, we're going to tap into your soul power even more deeply with all of the beautiful work that we'll be doing together during the thinning of the veil for the end of the week. And if you're not coming to Belize, that's okay, because you can come with me next year. I'll be back there next year, and I may even be adding another retreat in the interim, or right around the same time next year as well. So be on the lookout for that, and feel free to email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, if you want to be informed or notified when I post the next retreat, when the next retreat opens up, so that you can get easy and quick access and be one of the first responders to that. So if you're interested in coming with me to my next retreat, definitely email me at readingsbyrissa, or you can message me on Instagram at readingsbyrissa, and I will be happy to make sure that you get all of the information for next year's retreat once I reveal it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Hopefully you all got a lot from this reading today. Feel free to watch it on the replay throughout the week so that you can keep checking in with this energy. Sometimes we watch a reading on Sunday and we feel great, and then by Wednesday we're feeling a little icky and so-so and we don't know why. Go back to the reading and see, because I bet you there'll be information on how to get you out of that energy towards the middle of the week. You know, the hump day is always kind of a little iffy for everybody. So give yourself that ability to replay these readings, share with a friend, and allow yourself to completely surrender to receiving all of the spiritual energy that is available to us with this thinning of the veil. A couple of little comments left from you guys just to see how y'all are doing. Leslie says, congratulations, Marissa. I'm so happy for you and all that are going to your healing retreat. Safe trip, goddess. So much gratitude for you. Thank you so much. Linda says, Metatron, we're good friends. Yes, absolutely. Kiwi says, I'm going to need like a 2-hour section. I got you, girl. We got you. And absolutely, I'm here for you. So just message me if you're wanting a reading and we will take care of that. Thank you all so much. I love you so much for showing up today. Your guides love you for showing up today. And I will see you next week, 1:11 p.m. Next week for another live reading straight from Belize so you can tap into paradise with me. I love you so much. Have a wonderful week and I'll see you soon.